Subscribe to the second channel for me, Pookie.
Are you a college student who is currently fending off the student loans with nothing more than the clothes on their back? Perhaps you are having trouble affording food. Perhaps you are subsisting on nothing but white monster energy and the mushrooms of questionable toxicity growing in the gaps of concrete between the toilet and the wall. Perhaps you need something to take the edge off. Go on. Take a hit.
Tenno, the Corpus have one of the highest ranking council members hostage. Rescue them and make sure they never find the entrance to Agartha.
Oh, nigga!
Good work, Tenno. This rescue has stopped the Corpus from invading our sanctuary. Return home and you will be generously rewarded.
Nokko is the latest and funnest fungus among us frame to grace this clusterfuck of a video game. Every time I make a video on a new frame, my first sentence instantly dates it. Nah, because think of it like a new Nintendo DS. It's technically always new relative to something else. Like compared to King Charles, the DS is actually still a pretty new console. Nokko is a very interesting frame, with its base kit being built around making your teammates feel like Joe Rogan, and making your enemies feel like someone who just inhaled a microgram of salvia, laced with a single molecule of fentanyl. Chemically, I'm pretty sure that mixture is potent enough to kill an elephant, or maybe even a horse. How do we obtain this specimen, you ask? I have an answer, and I will relay the information to you at the pace of a One Piece fight scene in order to make sure you internalize it, and most definitely not for any other reason.
Here for an apple?
Do you take us for idiots? We never trust food from someone like you.
Hey, look, apples!
Nokko was discovered by a dude named Nightcap, who was hired by a certain Nef Anya to clear out the fungus in the deep mines in order to make way for Corpus expansion. We talked about this more in one of my recent Warframe videos that you guys have not watched. Nef Anya is the leader of the Corpus, a faction based on chasing profit to an almost fanatical degree. Nightcap finds a little mushroom guy down in the mines, and names him Nokko, short for No Corporate. After developing an attachment to this little guy, Nightcap learns that Nokko is part of this fungal ecosystem, and this ecosystem feeds off of the waste generated by Venus's thermal towers that repressurize Venus's atmosphere and make it hospitable for life. And if these fungal colonies were to die, it would eventually lead to the reheating of the atmosphere. So he shuts down the elevator, blocking access and trapping himself inside. Nef Anya sends Corpus troops down to get inside, and Nightcap blows up the mineshaft entrance to the cave. But now, he's cut himself off on the surface, and he can't receive any assistance or additional resources. His time has just been severely limited. But wait a minute, how are we talking to him then? No, this doesn't make any sense. Well, on the blue stem path, Nightcap is finally seen laying on a bed of fungi, slowly losing his strength. But based on Nokko's abilities, which we'll go over in the next section, it seems like Nokko brings Nightcap back in some capacity, although he himself does deny this. But the fact that he says himself that he can't leave, along with him knowing so much about the deep mines, which proves he has all of his memories, yes, Nokko reviving him is the most likely story. This is honestly a pretty heartwarming story. What is it with action games throwing 3-point curveballs that make me cry? I don't know. But what I do know is, if you somehow haven't guessed by the fact that he's a living mushroom, Nokko is a fungus-based frame who looks like a Jedi Padawan got infested and taken over by a red toad from Super Mario Bros. Every single ability is tailored to really make you feel like you have black mold growing inside your lungs. Anyways, Nokko's passive is best explained in tandem with his third ability, so we'll do his other ones first. Nokko's Stink Brain, aka the Incredible Gassy, is a large broccoli-shaped fungus that creates a stunning aura around it. Literally, Nokko uses void energy energy to suck the smell directly from the inside of an MLP cum tribute jar that has been left on a radiator for an amount of time not even recitable in Latin alphanumerals, and spits it out into the air. This is the canonical explanation for this ability, and it will remain as such until a bigger YouTuber comes along and makes a video exposing me for spreading misinformation. This aura leaves enemies vulnerable to anything you want to do to them, and unlike Banshee, it doesn't take all of your energy to use. The Bright Bonnet creates a different aura that increases ability strength up to 30% without an augment and regens energy, so everyone in the circles can keep using abilities until the polymers in their keyboards decompose under their oily fingertips. Sources have told me that the aroma is strangely soothing, sort of like the inside of an empty warehouse or a carpenter shop. Our third ability is a 2-for-1 deal. Reroot shrinks Nokko down to sprawling form, which allows him to become completely invincible and regenerate health, but you're slow as hell until you collect these little spores. The second ability is Nokko's passive. When it gets downed, if he has a Bright Bonnet or a Stink Brain still up anywhere in the vicinity, he will shrink down to sprawling form. Jumping into it will return the nutrients to Nokko, giving him a free revive. Similar to mushrooms in real life, Nokko is very hard to kill, provided he has energy to spare. Finally, we have the most goofy, lighthearted, and whimsical ability so far. Behold, the Spore Spring. The Spore Spring is a ball of spores that bounces around the battlefield, infecting enemies with toxins on every bounce/hit. But wait, that's not all. Because if it comes into contact with a Stink Brain or a Bright Bonnet, it'll double their pulse rate. Stink Brains deal more damage, Bright Bonnets will spit out more energy. When you have all three of these abilities stinking up a small space, your team becomes basically immortal, while enemies who cannot stand the stench instantly give up upon entering your fragrant domain. We have no augments yet. I said this before, in the future I'll most likely do videos going over all the augments I've missed. Nokko is very hard to kill, so unless you're taking on level 200 missions, you don't really need to worry about health or shield much. Just a single mod for both will do. If you're dying a bunch, I recommend Arcane Concentration or Efficiency mods. If you're dealing with a ton of enemies in an enclosed space, build for strength and duration. As for Arcanes, Arcane Rise is a must-have for every frame. It's free damage. Arcane Blessing if you just want to never die, even less than you'll already not be dying. Molt Augmented is good because Nokko's crowd control allows him to rack up kills quickly, which Augmented translates into free ability strength. As for weapons, I find weapons with ice damage to not be a good idea because they stop enemies from running into the aura and deny you finishers. Since these abilities are toxin based, lightning can give you some corrosive procs. Anyways, I find melees with high finisher damage like hammers to be good at thinning the herd, shall we say. Make sure you also get a mod that increases finisher speed. Primary Deadhead and Dexterity are both good. I choose Deadhead because they're standing still anyway, and it gives me more damage. And remember, I am not an Instagram Warframe nuker, I am not Sabussy, no shade, but if you want to make your frame nuke, go watch any other frame YouTuber, because I cannot do that for you. But this build is what I'm using to squeeze my way through Steel Path missions, off of like 2 Forma, so I say it's really beginner and casual friendly. So, we've hit the end. I love the more out there designs of the recent frames, and I find Nokko very fun. I can throw out abilities and support my team while embodying the joyful and whimsical little mushroom man that I am on the inside. Now, if you'll excuse me, Father Yakub is beckoning me back to Agartha. Special thanks to all the channel members past and present. Stay tuned for more Christian Minecraft Let's Plays with Pastor Horse. Subscribe to my second channel, join the Discord, follow the TikTok, Insta, and have a good winter break.
Bitch, I hope you crash head first into a bus full of retarded children. Your car catch on fire from the fluid from the power. I hope you never find out who your baby for. And I hope you know I'm serious, I can't make this up. Bitch, I hope your brother fucked your sister and get her pregnant. Bitch, I might just post a couple pictures of you naked. Bitch, I hope you wake up